Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. Today we're diving into one of the most exciting titles coming out this year. One of my most anticipated board game Kickstarters of the year.
Ooh, that's a big thing you're saying right there.
Oh, no. Destinies was one of my favorite games of last year. This is The Dark Quarter by Lucky Duck, a collaboration between Lucky Duck and Van Ryder Games. So we're talking about one of the most explicitly forward-facing, mature games
This is
never played.
This is not NC-17. Wow, that was really loud. This is not NC-17 here, folks. This is M.
This is M. So,
M.
warning for this video, we will be reading through flavor text that involves things like gore, blood, cussing, and potentially, I haven't seen any sexual innuendos, but I wouldn't necessarily put it past them.
Yeah.
Based off of what we've experienced so far. Now, I do need to let you know one thing. We are an hour and a half into this game, but no, don't leave. Shh.
It's totally worth it.
We're an hour and a half into this gameplay because in the middle of recording, my power decided, well, the area we live in, University Heights, decided to shut the power off for like exactly
a second.
3 seconds, which was enough to corrupt the files on this camera and on this camera. So what we've decided to do is dive into this where we were. We want to finish telling the story, we want to continue playing the game, we don't want to re-record an hour and a half worth of reactions and responses.
That won't be as genuine.
But the story is good enough that jumping in here really doesn't spoil anything for you. You see, they sent us this prototype with one intrinsic story. 4 different character narratives, different ways to play and journey through that narrative, but I have a full 3-player gameplay. It's going to be live here on the channel, that if you want to see the first half of the story, there'll be a lot of stuff there. Really our own personal character narratives that we're going through right now, we'll be able to give you updates on in just a second. But West, do you want to set up the premise of what The Dark Quarter is?
Yes, so basically we work for this this organization called I don't remember. Those folks. And we're here in Nolans, and we are investigating different types of things that are happening. In this particular scenario, there was a murder at Louis Armstrong Park.
At Congo Square.
Louis Armstrong Park in Congo Square.
Yep.
And we are trying to figure out what happened, and we are researching all the different things that have gone on. Some of it is a personal narrative, which I think is extremely cool, and some of it is the narrative of the actual bad stuff that happened.
This game is insanely thematic.
Oh, yeah.
Insanely well written.
Good.
And like I said, dark and twisted. So let's fast forward to the hour and a half where we are now. And just so the audience is aware, if you're familiar with Destinies, this is going to be an app-driven game that focuses on narrative storytelling, immersive storytelling with game and events kind of changing and expanding as you go from season to season or take more time in the app. Like right now, the app's been screaming at us to do things.
Yeah.
And we've been ignoring it.
Yeah.
But this is also going to be fully cooperative. So instead of the competitive mode that Destinies originally had, here you're actually working through your own personal narrative, which may have you take twists and turns that don't help the party as a whole, but at the end of the day, you're all detectives and you're all solving the same occult mystery. So I'm playing as Winter Mullins. Winter Mullins is a haggard drunk who seems to have gotten into an accident somewhere between yesterday and today. It just happens to be that the amount of liquor that I have fogs my memory and also allows me to do things like talk to ghosts. So, in the game so far, I've investigated the crime scene a little bit. I haven't actually went to the dead body yet.
No.
I've just talked to a very tall guy. I've interrogated a lamppost and had a discussion with a homeless bum and found out that it certainly looks like I got in a car accident last night that resulted in some type of gruesome, potentially death, and the body was haphazardly carried away by men or women in robes. That's about all I know. So like I said, you haven't missed much so far. Just a lot of cursing, a lot of son of a bitches, and a really good story.
Yeah. And I'm Constance Moreau. She is a voodoo priestess who has a lot of arcane magic.
Cool. She's the story, by the way, that you have not seen in the 3-player gameplay. It's why we're doing another one, because I needed to see what her story was all about.
Yep, and so far she poorly investigated a house where another member of the NOPD got murdered.
A detective whose wife was strapped to a rack and twisted until like every bone in her body broke multiple times.
That's
a
really
torture
gross.
rack.
Yeah, that's pretty terrible. And after that, she got a message from her mother, who was actually like her voodoo mom, who took her over.
Her voodoo teacher, voodoo savant.
And found out that maybe her mom is actually still alive, but the voodoo savant lady told her that her mom actually died in a car accident when she was a baby.
So, conflicted personal story.
Yeah.
You got a locket that looks like it has some message inscribed in it, written in blood.
In French.
And this is where the game is. Now, we are jumping in with me talking with a casket girl. A casket girl is a vampire that exists in this world, and due to the gruesomeness of the murder that we are about to explore, the casket girls have shown up. So with that, we're going to dive back into the story. I hope you're still watching. I hope you enjoy this, and honestly, just for that hour and a half we spent filming that you'll never see, make sure you're subscribed down below. We do a lot of content here. We put a lot of time into it. He drives 18 hours every other week just to be here filming with us. And so...
I drive in from Canada, apparently.
Drives in from Canada every other week.
Every other week.
Jen, he actually drives 8 hours
I do, yeah,
every other week.
It's 8 hours every other week.
I just have a habit of slowly exaggerating it. The casket girl. The girl was a typical casket girl. Pretty, seductive, well-dressed, and very, very dangerous. Hey, sugar, what you looking at? I have the chance now. I've already talked with her a little bit.
Yes.
Found out about the blood, found out about the goriness of the murder. I could tell her she needs to leave.
Or you could just do your turn.
Do I make an enemy with the vampires immediately?
I mean, I feel like you're drunk and you talk to ghosts anyway, so I don't know that it makes that much of a difference, but...
I don't know that I don't think she's not welcome here, though. I don't think I'd tell her to go away.
I agree. I think you probably talk to the other people, see if there's anything you can glean from them, and then go back to her.
I think she's fine. I'm going to end turn on her. I'm going to go ahead and cycle over to Constance Moreau.
So one of the other things that happens in this game is that you get these big dice that happen every single turn, and then you can always add in an effort die, which are these smaller ones. So when we're actually doing skills, we have the ability to try to have some successes to be able to make the game progress a little bit faster.
And I found a bloody crucifix, just for the record, so whoever I ran into, a little awkward. So
I'm going to look at this locket that I was given.
Yep.
And there's a awesome, well, there we go. There's a code on the bottom here that actually works through this app. And it says, Moreau's French was a little rusty.
So was mine, honestly.
So she didn't know what it meant. But she knew someone who would be able to tell her its significance. She would ask Mama Belle. And she'd be damned if she were to let that woman lie to her again. All right.
Are you going back there?
Oh, why not? I mean, I have to. I feel like this is
your story.
This is my jam. I need to understand what happened to my mom.
You're visiting Mama Belle's house.
Visiting Mama Belle's house again.
You're going to talk with her again.
And I'm going to talk to her again. So
You're gonna ask
here
her
we
this
go.
time.
And now, Mama Belle looked out the window, a weak specter of a woman that Moreau barely recognized. Mama Belle was the strongest woman she'd ever known, but this frail creature in front of her looked nothing like the woman who had raised her. Thank you for coming, Constance. I don't want to beat around the bush. Your mother. Mama Belle paused and took a long, shuddering breath, as if she'd been held underwater. I think your mother is alive, which we know. So now, Mama Belle owed Moreau some answers.
All right, you're doing a skill check. You're going to be rolling your dice and seeing how many successes you have with what's crossed down here. Now, this is a prototype. This 100% will be a double-sided board by the time you get it into your hands.
Yeah.
If it's not, you can tell Lucky Duck I said that it will be.
Yeah, and then you can come after him for it.
I think Destiny's was a very nice double-sided board, so.
So I need 5s, 8s, or 11s. That's not going to happen, but
the first one could.
The first one could. Oh, that's a 4.
Do you get a success? This is not a cult.
This is not.
No successes, man. You're probably gonna have one question that you can ask. So the locket might be the thing. Yeah, one question remaining.
So I can say.
You've already searched some of these.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say, what can you tell me about this? And I'm assuming that is
asking about the locket.
Ask about the locket.
I think that makes sense. Back up just a little bit. There we are.
Mama Belle recoiled from the locket as if bitten by a snake. Keep that thing away from me, Constance! I can coax her, I can intimidate her, or I can move on.
She cares about you.
She does care about me, but the last time I tried to coax her into something, she got mad at me, and she's kind of angry right now, so I'm going to intimidate her again. Moreau is tired of playing games. What does le sang se savant mean, Mama Belle? Please, tell me. Mama Belle swallowed hard. It means blood remembers. It's the motto carved in your mother's family tomb in St. Louis, number 3. Then she wept in her hands, horrified about what she just shared. Her tomb. So they actually laid her to rest. Moreau discovered a new location that could lead to answers. St. Louis Cemetery number 3. One of the oldest cemeteries in the entire city.
And gain an experience. Now, this is a campaign-based game, so the experience we get will allow us to level up our characters for future events.
So now it is telling me St. Louis Cemetery, which is right here.
Nice.
Not as popular as St. Louis Cemeteries number 1 and 2, but still an impressive burial ground. Moreau was in shock. Mama Belle, the woman who had raised her, had taught her everything she knew, whom she had thought of as her mother, had been lying to her all these years. Sitting in a rocking chair, the weight of a lifetime of lies beating down on her, Mama Belle looked pitiful, a shadow of the woman that Moreau had known. I'm sorry, Constance. I only did what I did to protect you, to keep you from harm. You must believe me. Moreau could feel the rage growing within her. Constance, please. Moreau is about to face a critical decision. You will only have 45 seconds
to make this choice, else Constance's fate will be decided for you. Ready to go?
I'm ready. Moreau could barely see through her rage. Mama Belle, the woman that she trusted above all others, had lied to her for her entire life. Mama Belle had lied to her, and Moreau would stop at nothing to learn the truth, or whatever else she'd done, Mama Belle had been a mother to her, and Moreau would be wise to heed her warnings. I'm an angry arcane mage who is schooled in voodoo. I need to know the truth. You lied to me my entire life. I trusted you, and you lied to me. Moreau could barely see through her tears. I don't want to ever see you again. Mama Belle was crestfallen. No, Constance, you have to understand. I was only... I don't give a fuck what you were trying to do. I will find my mother, and there's nothing you can do about it. Moreau slammed the door behind her, leaving Mama Belle alone in her white clapboard house. This choice will be remembered and will have future consequences for Moreau. Woo! Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Remove the photograph. Remove your mark. Remove Mama Belle. Remove the tile. Remove everything.
Ooh.
Even from the map. That location
my
is no longer available.
All right.
Your turn ends. It is now Winter Mullins. Refresh an effort die. I certainly will do that. Now the question is, do I want to keep exploring here? I haven't talked to the beat cop yet. Maybe I do. Maybe I poke around there a little bit more. See what's ducking around. I'm gonna check this crucifix first though, because I did talk to a priest at one point. Mullins turned the crucifix over in his hand. Did this belong to the person he'd killed? No. Fuck that person. Fuck the person I may have killed. He said out loud. Regardless, this was the key to understanding what happened that night. Alright, let's go to Congo Square.
Okay.
Do I visit the strange man again who is an occult worshiper? Or do I talk to the police officer?
But you talked to the strange man once before, so I feel like you probably should talk to the cop.
But now I have the crucifix.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? He was talking about the believers.
I see what you're saying. But what if they're believers, but the other way?
He used the reference like Elohim.
Oh, you're right, he did. Yeah, you should probably talk to him.
I think so. I think I'm gonna pique his interest. At the back of the crowd, Mullins noticed a man quietly staring at the spectacle. Not moving or saying a word, Mullins wouldn't have noticed him if not for the fact that he was a good foot taller than anyone else present. Mullins approached the tall man casually. What's this city coming to, am I right? The man looked down at him as if acknowledging a gnat, and then returned his gaze to the spectacle. Dark days are upon us, he said in the deepest bass voice that Mullins had ever heard. The man was quite frankly, terrifying. He would not be easy to intimidate. I'm going to go ahead and, despite my feelings of talking to a statue, I'm going to try to have a conversation with this man. What are we pulling? Man, our rolls
are terrible.
Absolutely horrible. 0 successes, 1 question remaining. Let's poke the crucifix in his face. For the first time, the man showed a real, strong emotion. There had to be something up with his trinket. My master has to see this. Go to Cazador Inc., headquarters in the Calabayo, and show it to him without delay. Mullins knew the building, but didn't know who called it home. Gain 1 experience. Ooh! The seat of the Spanish government when it ruled the territory. Now home to the Cazador Inc. Okay? Interesting. So I've got a new place to go as well now.
All right.
I like that I'm progressing my story, though, because I haven't seen this yet.
So, not that I don't care about everything else that's going on.
You're going after your mom?
I'm going after my mom.
All right.
Because maybe she has something to do with this.
If we're in the same location, we can help each other, too, just so you know, but...
Yeah, well, you could come help me find my mom.
I hear.
All right, St. Louis Cemetery. Row after row of above-ground tombs stood sentry. Like gateways to the underworld, various names were chiseled above the sealed entrances.
Gravedigger in his overalls coated in dirt stood smoking a thick cigar. Token number 14. Nice.
All right.
Is that it? Oh wait, no, yeah, you can interact.
So,
let's see.
Here we go.
The withered old man, his skin the color of burned leather, blew a ring of smoke into Moreau's face as she approached him. Queste se quest veros voluez? I don't think that was right.
I don't think so either. I think it's qu'est-ce que vous voyez or something along those lines.
He asked between drags of the cigar.
The old man could know something useful.
If only he spoke
English.
Spanish.
Spanish?
I mean, any would be more helpful than French.
I mean, I think they're kind of both Romance languages, so they kind of sound sort of the same.
Yes, they are.
All right. Unfortunately, I don't have any extra dice.
The quay is a question.
I think it's K.
It's a question.
Quay.
It's a question, but it's spelled Q-U.
Q-U-E, yes.
Yeah, quay.
Come on! Nothing.
We are not good at rolling dice.
So,
one question. You can ask about a trinket. You can do the quick trinket?
Trinket. Gibon! The gravedigger thought for a moment. Oh, oui! Glépion? He gestured towards the tomb. Que il est entre... See, I'm making him speak Spanish now. Les dedans.
Qui il est entre...
I think it's oui.
La dedans.
Oui, il est entre la dedans.
Oui.
Yeah, that sounds good. The Galpin tomb. All right, sounds good. Oh, that's a
location you can encounter with.
Yes.
The tomb of the Galipon family. You can't go there, though. You're just adding it to the board.
Ooh.
Moreau marked the point of interest with your character marker. This point of interest will only be accessible for you.
Boop.
Okay. Swinging over to me, Winter's Mullins. And guess what? We're going to go to the Calabayo. The Cabidillo.
I don't know.
Sat in the shadow of St. Louis Cathedral, dwarfed by it in all respects. Mullins ignored the main door, which led to the museum, and approached a small, seemingly insignificant side door. This was the real entrance to the Cabidillo. Like most things in the Dark Orleans, the less significant they appeared, the more important they actually were. He grabbed a simple brass knocker and rapped it against the wood. The door was opened by a surprisingly young man. He was fiercely handsome. If not for the severity of his features, the reflection of religious fanaticism, the man looked like he had never enjoyed a laugh in his life.
Ooh.
Okay? Adding the cabildo.
It doesn't
token,
give me a number.
It's just a very handsome man.
Okay. Oh, there he is.
Mullins cleared his throat. Can I ask you some questions? The man's gaze was piercing and stern, but his welcome was polite, if a bit cold. How can I help you? Alright, I need some massive successes here. Come on. 5, 7. 7 will get me 2 successes. That's not bad. I've got 2 questions remaining. I could ask, who are you? Can you explain what type of institution you are exactly? I met one of yours at Congo Square. Who is he? I'm going to ask him about this item because I was told to go show this to them. I think that matters. As Mullins held up the crucifix, the man's eyes widened and he lunged for it. Mullins yanked it away from him and stepped back. Where did you get that? The man demanded. Mullins could tell he was angry. Not just angry, enraged. Not so fast, Padre. That's not Mullins. Not so fast, Padre.
That's better.
Tell me why it's important first. Mullins could see a vein throbbing the man's forehead as if it was about to erupt. Give it to me now, or suffer the consequences. Mullins just laughed at this, which the man did not seem to appreciate. Fiscals, to me, he shouted before disappearing back inside. Mullins wasn't sure what a fiscal was, but he didn't want to wait around and find out. He hightailed it away from the Caballero as fast as his pre-geriatric legs could take him. Not looking back, after he rounded the corner, Mullins smiled to himself as he caught his breath. He'd gotten what he came for, confirmation of where the crucifix had come from. He would return another day when the sour son of a bitch wasn't moaning in front of the door, and then he'd get his answers. Okay, remove him back from the square, and my turn ends.
All right.
You're going to upgrade?
I'm going to upgrade.
Awesome.
I'm going to add persistent, which allows me during any test for each fail rolled, I can re-roll a single die, including one of the failed dice.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yep, so that takes 4 of these away. Okay, I get to refresh the die, thankfully. All right, we're gonna go back to the cemetery, and now we're gonna go in the tomb. Chiseled into the stone of the tomb was the name Glepon, and beneath that was a phrase in French.
Le sang c'est souvent.
Which means blood doesn't forget. Moreau could feel in her bones, deep in the marrow, that only magic would open the tomb. Perhaps the right incantation would move the heavy stone door. I am actually very good at magic, and I have lots of things to help me with things with magic.
Finally, you get to do magic.
Yes, this is great. And I rolled a 6, which gives me 2 successes.
Okay, that's not bad.
So that works. With a flash of light, the door of the tomb groaned open, and the French words began to burn with a fierce light. Moreau stepped cautiously into the tomb, unsure of what she was looking for or what she would find. The casket where her mother's body should have been was nowhere to be found, so it was true after all. Her mother's death was a hoax. Gain 2 experience.
A lot of experience. Okay.
Bang.
Taking the tile off.
Okay.
Removing that, your turn ends. All right, I feel like you're doing stuff now.
Finally.
Mullins inwardly groaned at the beeping emanating from his waist. Director Ramiro wanted another update. Mullins dialed the agency's number from the nearest payphone and gave the director an update on the status of the case.
For the record, this happens in 1981, so they have pagers and payphones.
Sophie didn't mince words. This should have been solved yester-fucking-day, Mullins, and you goddamn know it. Mullins knew no such thing, but he wisely kept to himself. Next time I call, I want a real update, and not whatever the fuck it was you just told me. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
She's gonna take away your beer.
I have whiskey. Tirade over, Sophia continued. Do you need help, or can you get your fucking shit together to handle things on your own? Asking for help will count as taking a hit. No, we can handle this from here. Okay. So we still have Congo Square. We have City Hall that we haven't been to yet. St. Louis Cemetery, where you are right now.
This is the house where I failed a bunch of times.
I'm going back to Congo Square.
All right.
Let's see here. I have not talked to the police officer yet, so it's time to engage with him.
Sounds good.
At the front of the crowd, guarding the crime scene tape, was a frazzled beat cop. I feel like we're bad detectives.
Yeah, so far.
The poor schmuck was in his early 20s, green as paint, and trying to hold back the crowd like the leaves before a Hurricane Betsy. To be completely frank, it wasn't faring much better than the leaves did.
Levies, but yes.
Leaves are also accurate. Lots of trees got destroyed during Hurricane Betsy.
There were also things that were called levees that were not just dams that are around New Orleans, because New Orleans is actually under sea level. Levees were also known as gas stations back in the day, which is why you have the song, I drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
I drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry.
Yep, old man facts of the day.
Why singing this'll be the day that I die. Oh, bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys are drinking whiskey and wine, singing this'll be the day that I die.
This'll be the day that I die.
I grew up on the comedian's version of that song.
Weird Al Yankovic?
Yeah, I grew up on his version of that song. Mullins forced his way through the crowd and flashed his badge. I'm with the Beaumont Agency. I need to get in to look at the crime scene. The cop barely glanced at the badge, frantically making sure no one was forced their way past the tape. You and every other rubbernecker here, beat it, pal. I don't have time for your bullshit. I don't know why he sounds like a 1920s cartoon, but...
Yeah, see?
Yeah,
see? We don't have time for your bullshit around here,
We don't. We definitely don't.
Yeah, get out of here, you bum.
Take a closer look at the badge, runt, I'm expected, or Mullins has Gris that would get him past this shithead in no time.
Yeah, Gris is gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a closer look at the badge, runt. I'm expected.
That's a good plan.
So we're gonna be rolling all of these for sure. Let's check this. 4 plus 3, 7. 7's 2 successes, and I get to refresh one of my die because I have the ability that whenever I roll a star, I refresh one automatically. Confirm.
Nice.
The young buck's eyes went wide when he looked closer. Oh shit, Captain! Captain said you were coming. I'm sorry. It's just been so crazy. Please don't say anything to him. Please.
Ooh, you gain a stone thing.
A stat down. Now this can be any stat that I want. And I'm actually going to move my conversational one down by 1. Okay.
Move the other one down.
Removing him off the board. Ooh, okay. And the world is opening up. We have the Congo crime scene. Where is that? Card number 2. I need to look at the right side of these cards. Card number 2. 02. Alright. Let's see what we have that we're working with here. The Congo Square. With the gawking crowd held back at the entrance, it was quieter here, but not by much. Police swarmed over the grounds like ants, beat cops, plainclothes detectives, and forensic photographers. One detective in particular stood out, apparently the king of the circus. He was almost certainly the lead detective of the case. At the center of the square where the murder had taken place lay Bousseau's body. Do we tell them there had been a murder?
Yes, we told them.
There's been a murder.
Yep.
Do I talk to the detective or do I go straight for the body?
Oh, we'll talk to the detective.
All right, let's do it.
That way our boss knows what's going on.
It's true. The detective looked up at Mullins as Mullins approached him. You from Beaumont? Mullins, that's I need the boss. I don't have enough voices.
That's okay, you can get there.
You from Beaumont? Mullins nodded. I'm LeBlaine. I'm LeBlaine, and I'm the lead detective at this shit show, and we were just crystal clear, and so we're just crystal clear, I didn't want y'all here, but that call was made above my pay grade. Ask your questions, take a look-see, and then get the hell out of my crime scene. I tried doing it without moving my teeth.
I saw that. That actually did add something to it.
It does add things.
It does.
It definitely adds things.
It adds
just
things.
Twisting your mouth in some way adds something. A friendly sort. Mullins wanted to see just how much LeBlaine knew about the case, or LeBlaine looked like a small gift might get him into a talkative mood. I'm not giving him anything. We're going to do a full roll again. Checking stats. 3, 3, 6,
nice.
7, 8. Still 2 successes here. We're ready to go. The detective looked up as Mullins approached him. Already said that. I could ask about the crucifix, but I don't think he'll know anything about it. Do you have any leads? Who's the strange man watching from the crowd? What can you tell me about Cazador Inc.? Ooh, that's a question.
There's 2 new things that we have no idea what he's talking about. The strange man from the crowd and this Cazador Inc.
Well, Cazador Inc. is the place I just visited. But let's dig into that. The most dangerous assholes are the ones with a divine mandate. The most dangerous assholes are the ones with a divine mandate. I know as far from those zealots as I can. Coax him?
Yeah.
Coax has not worked very well, though.
No, it hasn't.
Listen, if you really want to fuck around and find out, you can go drop in at Calido and see what Cazador is all about. But don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, you're right. We don't know about Cazador. We know about Cabildo. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So... I'm tempted to ask about the crucifix, but I don't think he's going to know anything about it.
I think that's just going to lead right back to the Cabildo.
Do you have any leads? Just because someone with more brass on their lapel than me wants you here doesn't mean you get my cliff notes on the case. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what a dick.
Tell me you didn't just try to strong-arm me, you little dipshit. Get out of my face. Character's hostility increased. Okay, well, he doesn't like being Yeah, that makes sense. Probably a hard-headed police officer.
I suppose.
I get it.
All right.
You could come join me at the crime scene if you wanted.
I could, yes.
Or you could keep going in your grave.
I could, but I think the only thing there is just the old guy. That's all I have left, and I did a very poor job the last time.
Because you already went inside the grave?
Yeah, I did go inside.
Gotcha.
But maybe now I know something more.
Because this is an expansive story, there's also a chance that we only have part of our own personal journey.
Could be.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think I've
I don't think you can find your mom in this story. Over the course of the next 4 chapters, though, you probably will.
Maybe. I'm going to go to City Hall since we haven't been there yet.
Okay.
Duncan Plaza, home to City Hall, carried the stink of Nolans politics all over it.
Nolans.
Corruption wafted from the concrete and glass like mange from a stray mutt, and it made Moreau's skin crawl. Moreau managed to reach the mayor's receptionist, but here her luck ran out. From the very first look, she knew that getting past this bureaucratic Cerebus would be not very easy. City Hall lady.
The City Hall lady. Right there.
Oh, look, I found the first one.
Perfect pull.
Amazing. I don't know where that was. According to the receptionist, the mayor was indisposed and wouldn't be back anytime soon. Moreau could read between the lines, though. For her, the mayor would never be back. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have, she chirped in a patronizing tone. Beggars can't be choosers, Moreau thought to herself. So I can say, I can ask her, Moreau decided to pump the receptionist for whatever information she might possess, or nothing helps in official matters like a proper customary gift.
No.
I am not giving her my locket, so
certainly can't.
We are going to pump her for some information. And again, it's this strength thing that I have 0... Okay, I can re-roll this one.
Okay.
That's a 4.
Much
All right,
better.
so 7, 8, 9. And this was on an 8, and that was on 11, so I actually have 2. Nice.
Good roll.
Okay.
2 questions. Can you tell me anything about this? What did Boussier do for the mayor? When was Boussier last seen? And did Boussier have any enemies? So Boussier is the guy that died.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's ask what he did for the mayor first. Mr. Boussier was the deputy mayor. He helped Mayor Dutch achieve his agenda. The mayor couldn't have done much without Mr. Boussier at his side. The receptionist grinned with all of the warmth of a dead fish. Let's intimidate. Oh, I pushed the wrong thing. Dang it. All right. Did he have any enemies? I honestly wouldn't know, Detective. Mr. Boussier was very private. Even if I did know the answer to the question like that, I certainly couldn't share it with you. We have policies at the mayor's office and all. She smiled and gave Moreau which was a condescending and very extreme look. We're going to intimidate this time instead of move on. Moreau wasn't having any of it. No more bullshit, lady. The receptionist's jaws dropped. She was clearly not used to being spoken to this way. I can't say any names because we all hated Frank. He was awful to the mayor and awful to everyone in the office. He would have been fired years ago, but he had powerful friends at the Ɂawed Corporation, or at least that was the rumor. All right, now we learn more. Moreau uncovered a new lead. Yeah, it's a lead. Okay. There was a connection between the case and the Ɂawed Corporation, and while Moreau didn't yet know what that connection was, she had little doubt that it would prove significant. Gain and experience.
Cool.
And Ground Zero ₦awed Corporation, which is over here somewhere. And it is powerful organization, and the most powerful organization in all of Nolans, made of obsidian glass and black steel. It jutted out of the landscape like a dark monolith. According to the receptionist, the mayor was Oh, that's the end of my turn. Boop.
All right, refresh and effort die, and I think I'm going to stick down here at the crime scene for a little bit. Visit Congo Square, and I want to go take a look at the victim. Mullins nearly gagged when he stepped onto the stage and saw what was there. Ooh, we have art from him.
Oh, that is very
Here
gross. That is very, very gross. Can you guys see? I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's
Say it with me.
just really gross.
Delicious.
Yeah, that's really gross.
Place card 07 down. Okay. An old cartwheel, the kind that would have borne wagons across the plains hundreds of years ago, was the exact center of the stage. ₹ was on it, spread-eagled, his hands and feet lashed to the wheel with some kind of white, fibrous material. His eyes were wide open and his face was frozen in ricketous of agony. And it was not difficult to see why. The man's arms and legs were bent and twisted like wet noodles, the bones that must have been pulverized to dust for them to turn that way. He looked like a marionette at rest, his limp limbs just waiting for the jerk of a puppet master's hands to spring to life. Blood was everywhere.
I mean, that sentence, that whole paragraph is just so well written. Amazing.
5 plus a success, 2 successes, it's not bad. I can inspect 2, or take 2 actions here. Focus on his tied hands, examine his massacred head, take a look at the symbols written in blood, or examine the wooden wheel. I'm going to first take a look at the wooden wheel. The wheel where it wasn't stained with ־ blood looked old and weather-worn. To Mullen's eyes, it looked authentic. He didn't think it was recently made. Okay. I'm going to take a closer look at his head, I think. Up close, Boussio's face was even more horrifying. His eyes were scarlet from burst blood vessels, and Mullen's could barely see his pupils. His mouth was open in an eternal, unending scream that Mullins could almost hear in his own head. Looking closer, he saw something lodged deep in Boussio's throat.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Ending turn, but I think I need to keep exploring here.
I think you do. I am going to go to...
You could come explore with me.
I could, but I'm not.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the corporation because I like corporations. The lobby of the <silence>awed Corporation was Spartan and cold. This is Sparta!
Set that there for you.
It looks like Apple.
It looks like a hotel converted to Apple.
Oh, it's Todd. He's such a nice guy.
Behind a monstrous reception desk sat a small man. His name tag helpfully identified him as Todd.
I mean, you can't get scared at a guy named Todd. He's so unassuming.
I want to punch Todd in the face.
I mean, you can, but I think that might not be the right way to talk to a gentleman.
Tell me that they didn't draw that artwork with the mindset of...
He looks like the Joker.
Draw me a
10
picture.
years before.
Draw
he
me a
became the
picture
Joker.
of someone that you'd like to punch in the face.
Oh yeah,
that was the prescription.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah.
Along the back wall was a massive portrait of a black woman in a red shawl, her hair tightly wrapped in a yellow turban. Well, let's talk to Todd. Todd barely looked up as Moreau approached and flashed her badge. With a voice like a weasel, Todd asked, do you have an appointment? I have some questions that I'd like answered, Moreau responded. We at the <silence>awed Corporation are very busy, miss. He paused to look at her identification before pronouncing her name with a sneer. Moreau. You'll need to make an appointment with the appropriate party. I'm really good at arcane stuff, so I'm going to whisper a spell in Todd's ear to get past him. Cool. Because again, that's what I do. So I got 8, which is 2 successes. Todd's eyes clouded over as the spell took effect. Miss Charlotte, floor 32, down the hall, he said, a dreamlike quality to his voice.
This is not the droid you're looking for.
Yep. I'm going to move that one down a bit. And he is off the board. So...
Where are you going? Oh, we have an office.
An office. On the frosted glass door was the name Charlotte Baton. Inside was a spacious office with a breathtaking view of Nolans. A middle-aged woman sat behind the huge desk like a queen. She exuded power, class, and authority. Yes.
Nombre 09?
And that is the end of my turn.
No, it's not. No.
Oh, no. Okay.
You can interact with her.
Oh, sweet.
If it doesn't say your turn ends.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Displeasure was written on every inch of Charlotte Baton's face.
Authority.
And whom should I thank for this unwelcome interruption?
These are my good voices.
Moreau attempted...
I just have things like keep your teeth together.
Moreau attempted to pry Baton's secrets from her. I only have 2 dice now, which kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. And it's... Hey, it's a 7!
Great roll.
That's at least 1. That's 1.
Great roll.
Displeasure was written over every inch of Miss Batol's face. Let's see. Who are you, or did Frank Bassot work for the Laveau Corporation? Well, out of those 2 things, I'm going to ask if you work for the corporation.
Okay.
Bassot. No, I don't think I know of any Bassot that has worked for us. A sly smile crept onto Baton's face. But, to be completely honest, this is a large company and I can't be expected to remember the names of every person who works for us. Should we coax or intimidate? I feel like coaxing never works.
Coaxing so far has been highly ineffective.
So I feel like now we should try to coax.
Here.
Because I feel also like one powerful person to another powerful person is just going to be
she's not going to love. Yeah,
things.
she's not going to love being intimidated.
Let's coax.
Ooh.
Oh, yes. I seem to recall a Frank Bassot now. Baton smiled again, as if to say she knew who Bassot was all along and had simply been toying with Moreau. He consulted with us from time to time. He was our liaison with the mayor's office. It was important for us to be connected to all of the fine New Orleans institutions. The mayor's office, the church, even the New Orleans Police Department. A final smile punctuated her last sentence, as if to say, F you! That's not written there, I just said that part. Moreau uncovered a new lead in the case. An unsettling link between the Laveau Corporation and the New Orleans Police Department. How deep did the corruption go?
Answer? Yeah, all the way.
Pretty deep.
All the way.
Very, very deep.
Everyone's corrupt.
It was like super deep.
Oh.
You know, like how when they found the Titanic, it was like right next to that.
Go very deep.
Yeah.
Very deep.
Ooh. I still have one question to go. So who's your liaison with the NOPD, or why was he killed? Both of those are great questions.
They are.
I feel like I need to know more about the liaison with the NYPD, though. So let's go there.
Okay.
Baton let out a bright, glittering laugh. I'm not sure I should share any more with you, Constance, as charming as you are. Okay, now it's time to intimidate.
Okay.
You feel like I feel
okay.
like that didn't go over well. That did not go over very well.
Watch your tone, detective.
That didn't go over well.
No one, and I do mean no one, speaks to me that way in here.
The character's hostility has increased.
Great.
That's not good.
Oh, still one question
I still have one
remaining.
more left. All right, well, why was he killed? Deaths occur every day in New Orleans, detective. Even more occur in the Dark Orleans. A brief flash of fear crossed Baton's face as an unexpected emotion from someone of her status. Tragic, certainly, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Intimidate has not seemed to be effective with her.
Coaxing again. I can't help you, detective. Now, if you please, I'm a very busy woman. Fine. Then that is the end of it.
All right.
Woo,
Monsieur Mullins, refreshing a die back into the pocket here. Am I going back? I'm going back to the body, right?
I feel like you need to. Yeah, there's something in his throat.
Let's keep searching here. Let's go straight to the body. Oh, can I not interact with it anymore? Oh, no, it's here. It's here.
Yeah,
it's here.
there.
Victim. Visit the victim. Examine the case. I'm going to do a check of...
Just do 2.
I'm just doing 2, because I'm not going to get all the way up to 9. 3 and the star. The star is going to let me pull 1 more up, because that's my ability. I don't get any successes.
But at least I'm sure you get to do one thing.
I'm going to try to receive the object in the victim's throat, and this is where I'm going to do...
Go for the house.
Success. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is 4 successes.
3.
4.
You only have 3. Oh, because that's an automatic success. Oh, nice.
Mullins made sure NOPD's forensic team wasn't looking, then reached briefly in between the tweezers and removed a small, tightly rolled parchment. Take note 04. There's note 04. Here you are. From the story deck, and place it in the Beaumont inventory with our evidence file. Gain 1 experience. Okay. End turn. Alright, I got a note out though. So you could ask about that note now that we have information.
I could, yes. And I'm going to upgrade, which is 4.
All of my upgrades are more if you're playing a campaign.
Start every scenario with 3. Is that 3 experience or 3 dice?
That is 3 experience.
Well, that's not worth it.
Like I said, a lot of my upgrades are more around if I was playing a extended campaign as opposed to a collective one-shot.
I am going to do Words of Power then, which allows me to refresh one of my little dice every time I do a magic test.
Cool.
Oh
no.
Constance's instincts kicked in her first sense of danger. Someone's coming at me.
You're being attacked.
I am being attacked.
I like when the game responds to you, like
I think that's cool. That's really cool. All right, I'm rolling all of these because I don't want to die, and I've got to get 8, 10, and 11.
Oh, man.
And that is... But I get to roll... For each of these rolled, I can re-roll a single, so I'm going to re-roll both of these.
Cool.
Save that 3. That is not good. That is a 6... That is 0 successes.
Okay.
That is not good. A sucker punch right in the kidneys knocked Moreau to the ground. The assailant was an older, wiry man, a man with ice-cold stare and a single eye. That's gross. He backed away, leaving Moreau some space and reached for a cigar. No hard feelings, Beaumont. I'm here to have a chat. I can say, what do you want? I can try another strength test, or I can do what I do best and do some magic.
Gonna do some magic.
Do you believe in magic?
In a young girl's heart.
Oh no, I dropped it.
Beauty in me.
It's under my foot. It was a 3. Does that count?
No.
Come on. It was a 3. It's still a 3 because it loves me.
Because of magic.
So that is 1 success, but at least it's a success.
Yeah.
Moreau was too slow, or the man was too fast. Either way, a powerful punch knocked Moreau to the ground again. Oh no! Now I have to lose 1, so I'll just make that go back up again. The man stood above Moreau, looking down on her. Let this be a lesson. Tell everyone in your agency to know their place. Stay away from Laveau. Lighting a cigar, the man simply walked away. My turn ends.
You just got attacked.
Dang it. I just got...
He just said stay away from Laveau, right?
Yep, but
Should I potentially go to Laveau now?
I do get to refresh this because of the thing that I just took.
Should I go to Laveau?
Heck yeah, man.
All right, let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. Let's see what's happening here. Stepping in, okay. I'm supposed to remove that marker from the board. Ah, the one-eyed man's there. All right.
Nice.
All right, pop him down.
That's awesome.
A one-eyed man appeared out of nowhere and took a position between Winter and the building.
It was the one-eyed man.
That's far enough, Beaumont. Walk away. I can fight or cast a spell.
You better at casting spells.
Yes, but I'm very violent. I'm going to fight.
If you'd have casted a
6,
spell.
7, still 1 success either way.
Yeah, that's true.
The man was a professional.
Oh.
In an instant, he was next to Mullins, punching him with a speed that Mullins couldn't match. Soon Mullins lost track of the hits he received and lost consciousness. Lose any random die. Okay. Refresh one of my refresh die. Okay. Oh, did not go well.
All right, I get to refresh a die.
I just got beat up.
You did. You know where I'm going?
To the agency?
Hell yeah, I'm going to the agency.
I'm there with you, though.
All right.
I can give you my support die.
Sweet. Okay. Moreau tried to clear the way with a spell. I have 5 dice. I should be able to do something better with this 5 dice. Let's see.
And the ability to reroll.
Okay, I can reroll this, and I have 1 automatic success. Okay, so I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 plus a success. That is 4 successes.
All right, immobilize him.
The fight ended before it really started. Moreau had a spell ready before the man reached for her magic threw the bastard to the ground with bone-breaking power. Bone-breaking power! That's so good. The man lay beaten and unconscious before Moreau took the cigar he dropped and stepped over him, heading towards the building. Take the cigar, number 3 card from the consumable deck, and place it in your character's inventory. That's like a badge of honor. I love it.
There you are.
I love it. That's fantastic. And I also get to refresh one of those dice, which is fantastic. The thug is gone.
Ground 0 goes back on. And end turn, I assume, because we've already resolved him. This is just prototype app.
Yeah.
Turn?
Yep.
Okay. Fresh and effort die for myself. What do I want to do?
Oh, you need to go in the building with me.
Think so?
Yeah, man.
All right. Visit the laszlo Corp. We've got a portrait.
We haven't looked at the picture, and you can go talk to that lady.
Let's take a look at the picture. The painting dominated the entire wall of the foyer. As Mullins moved forward, he could feel the eyes following him. Up close, a gold nameplate at the bottom of the frame read Marie Laveau, 1801 to 1881. Mullins examined the portrait more closely. Oh, no. I'm examining the portrait, not ending my turn. The button seems to indicate that you should click it.
I agree.
And you should not. 5 gives me 1 success, and I get to refresh one of these die because I rolled a star. To the left of the painting was a small plaque. Mullins almost didn't notice it, since it had the same color and texture of the wall, and its blend in almost invisibly. It read, Marie Laveau, the New Orleans Queen of Louisiana voodoo, established the foundation upon which the Laveau Corporation was built. A talented healer and practitioner of the arcane, her love for the city guided every decision and choice that she made. It is that same love that drives every action the Laveau Corporation takes on behalf of the great city. Marie Laveau had 15 children with her partner Christophe Dominique, Domini del Gathillon.
That's quite the name.
But only 2 daughters survived into adulthood. Marie Eucarste Eloise, who tragically died in 1862 at the age of 35, and Marie Philomene, who carried on her mother's legacy and ultimately established Laveau Holdings, which officially became Laveau Corporation in 1910. Gain an experience. Okay?
Ooh.
So we found out a little bit of information. I'm in there with you now, and I can support you.
We are 1,000% going to talk to that lady again, who is a jerk.
I mean, she let her thug after us, I think.
I know, for real. Displeasure was written over every inch of this lady's face yet again. I'm attempting to pry Baton's secrets from her. I have 4 dice, so I feel like...
And I can support you with the dice in the future.
Okay, let's see what we do. I need 8, because I really should have 2.
6, 7, 8.
7, 8, 9. That works. All right.
Okay.
So I can make her really angry and show her that I took out her bodyguard.
You could. Oh, that's kind of funny. Mm-hmm. That's kind of funny.
It does have a charming one-eyed thug wanted Beaumont to leave Laveau out of this investigation. Please explain yourself. Do I start with tell me about this and show her the...
My question is, will she recognize it as his cigarette or just as a generic cigarette? Because it's not...
it is. This is a consumable. I can reroll all my dice in any skill test.
Because it's not the only cigarette.
That's true. All right. So let's just say this charming one-eyed man. I don't know who you're talking about. Charlotte's smile was openly mocking.
Are we coaxing or are we intimidating?
We're intimidating.
We're mad now.
She sent a hitman after me. Baton's stare turned really nasty. Perhaps you should have listened to the man. The hostility has increased, Anger boiled in Baton's face. This meeting is now over. A flash of blinding light, and Moreau felt herself being thrown backward by an unseen force. The characters turned hostile and would not answer any more questions.
Oh, Arcane, you're good at this. I'm going to toss you a die.
All right, here we go.
And we can do that because we're in the same location.
It wasn't one of those. It was that. Yeah. Okay, here we go. 7.
Oh my gosh.
That is 10.
Oh my gosh.
That's
we're so
10.
close. You're so close.
That was a 10. Oh, man. Okay, so that's 2. Moreau saw the blast coming and threw up a counterspell. The air around the compressed briefly, as if in a vacuum, then rebounded with twice the force and knocked Batal tumbling from her chair. She picked herself up off the floor with a look of pure hatred on her face. "Get the fuck out!" she says. Moreau nodded slightly before leaving the office. "I'm certain that we will be seeing each other again in the future, Miss Baton." And she didn't look back as she walked down the hall in the elevator, gain another experience. And she's now gone.
Hard's gone. Oh, the entire organization's gone.
Ooh.
And your turn ends. Refresh an effort die. All right, and toss me back that one that I gave you. What are we trying to figure out now? We still have the Congo Square. I still have the weird man and the girl there. We still have the detective that I could go source information from.
So we haven't looked at the note. Maybe we should look at that, like,
take a look at
the note.
Sure. Le justice est la portuis ses descantes. Moulin's French was rusty. Say that again. But he could see that it was something about justice and descendants. He would need to ask someone who spoke French to fully translate it.
Well, it's either the square and go back and look at the body again, or maybe we need to go to Rubichet's house.
Let me try this.
You're going to go to the cemetery?
I'm going to try the cemetery, and I'll tell you why. The gravedigger speaks French.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
I know he does.
Yep.
So,
but he only speaks French.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. I didn't get any successes here, so I'm not going to have much. But maybe he doesn't only speak French, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't only speak French. What we know is he does speak French. The man nodded with understanding. Le justice est la portuis est decantes. Je crois que estedat erit sur des tombes.
So it's something about the graveyard is basically, he's talking something.
Gravedigger crumpled the note and unexpectedly threw it back in Winter's face. I'm going to ask him about it again.
Or you could say, oh yeah.
Now I'm going to coax him. He speaks a lot of French, and he pointed towards a nearby tomb. Dead Saturdays, asked Mullins to confirm his understanding. Okay. Oui. Samadis Maurice, the gravedigger nodded. Okay. Mullins uncovered a new lead in the case.
Nice.
A gang called the Dead Saturdays. Pleasant-sounding bunch. Evidence pointing at the Baron most probably points at them, which makes them worth checking out. We have an open tomb.
Nice.
The withered old man, his skin the color of burned leather, and in turn, we have an open tomb now.
Okay, so I'm going to upgrade again because I can place another gray piece on the 7th slot in any of these 3.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
So I'm going to put it on this crown one because I feel like I'm constantly having to do that, and I have very little effort there.
That's a great upgrade.
That's a very nice upgrade. Okay, so should we go to the cemetery with you then?
You could if you want. I mean, we have an open grave we could explore now.
Yeah, I feel like the cemetery is home. I'm looking at the tomb. Hey, look. It looked like one of the oldest tombs in the cemetery. The stone door stood open, but it's not very inviting. The massive stone slab which had barred it stood against the tomb's wall. Moreau lit the burial chamber using magic. Yes. That makes sense. I'm going to use 3 this time since worst case you could help me out if I needed it. That is a 5, which gives me 1 success.
Probably enough for a spell, though.
Probably. The gravedigger was right. The French sentence,
Le justice est la tues ses descendants.
Was chiseled inside the tomb. And the other good thing is I get to refresh that with every time I do one of these. The creepy fact was that the sarcophagus was empty. Whoever had been buried here, which was impossible to tell now, because the name of the deceased was hammered away, his or her body was missing. If it was really a dead Saturday's job, they left no trace of their presence apart from the vandalized name of the tomb's owner. The place was preserved in pristine condition. It seemed there was nothing more to learn here. Gain one experience.
I thought we were on a lead, man.
I thought so too. Maybe it's because of my poor rolling, but...
All right, back to me. We've got to go. We've got to find some stuff. We've got City Hall. I'm going to go back to the detective.
Okay.
Congo Square. Casket Girl, Strange Man, or I could inspect the victim more.
I mean, you got information off the victim. There were still other things, like we didn't look at his wrists. We didn't, so we may learn something from the fibers because they said they were strange.
Let's go take a look. Mullins examines the scene. I'm scrolling 2. I might need a skill check. 5 is going to be a single success. Got 2 checks. Let's check the hands like you're talking about. Rigor mortis had set in, and Boussio's hands were frozen in the shape of a claw. Mullins looked closer at the fibers binding the body to the wheel. He wasn't a rope expert by any means, but they were made of a material he'd never seen before. I'm going to try to pilfer a sample of the rope fiber. And I'm rolling everything this time.
All right.
3, 6, 9. 9 is 2 successes. That's going to be a miss, but it is going to refresh 1 automatically. Mullins snagged a coil of rope without anyone noticing. Take the strand of rope, card 03, from the story deck and place it in the Beaumont inventory.
And nice. You gain an experience. And that is the end of your turn.
But we now have a strand of rope unless there's anything you can do with it.
Okay.
Fresh and effort die. You might ask yourself about that strand of rope if you want.
What, like we can look at it?
It's in our inventory, yeah. You can look at it.
Sure.
Both of us, like, we're detectives together, you know.
Right.
I just radioed up to you and I'm like, hey.
I found some rope. The strand of rope used to be tied to Boussio's on the cartwheel. It was made of a fibrous material that Moreau didn't immediately recognize. It didn't look like a normal piece of rope, but it also wasn't a rope expert. Someone else might know where it came from.
Okay.
Do we know any rope experts?
Not that I know of, man.
So...
We've got the detective. We've got the city hall that we can intimidate. I mean, you still haven't fully explored the house.
All right, time to go to the house. So I
kind of did the bedroom.
I kind of did, but I did a bad job, and I didn't have all my dice.
You never got into that.
I definitely
shed.
did not get into the shed. All right, let's try the shed.
Okay, the shed was closed with a padlock. Looking for it seemed futile.
Do you think I could break it using a cigar?
I don't think that's how cigars work.
Okay.
Gonna be honest.
Last time I did this so poorly, it did not go well. Because I have to get an 8, 10, or an 11. So that's a lot.
It's hard to do.
Yeah. That's 1 success and not a whole lot of else. Because that's 6. That sucks. But yeah, I can re-roll all dice in a skill test. So I can have 1 success, or I can have potentially no successes or more.
What do you think?
I feel like I need to try all of it.
2?
Might as well. Yeah. That is way better. Sort of. Maybe. No. But
better.
I get to roll this. I get to re-roll it. Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's still 1 success.
1 success.
And I lost my cigar. The rusty padlock broke easily.
Oh, okay.
Really? It broke easily?
Well, you got 0 successes in the first one.
That's true. It might have served to stop a raccoon from breaking in, or a Moreau who didn't make any successes the first time, but it's no match for any determined person. Wow, I wasn't determined the first time, apparently.
Moreau pulled the chain of the grimy light bulb dangling from the ceiling, filling the shed with light. Of course, all major evidence of the crime had been removed, but for some reason the shed had never been cleaned, and the planks of the floor were still stained dark with blood.
So, I could either do something I'm bad at or something I'm good at, so we're going to go with what the blinkers had missed. The arcane magic might not. Moreau carefully chose a spell and recited it. I only unfortunately have 2 dice. but we'll see what happens. Hey, I get to count this as a success. Unfortunately, a 4 is not, so it's 1 success.
Or you could re-roll it.
Oh, I can re-roll it and potentially get 2 if I get at least a 2. Let's try. Off the edge.
Or throw it off the table.
That's a 7.
There we are.
There we go.
Better.
2 successes. Way better. The words came out like a punch, and Moreau instantly understood where to look. She shoved a burlap sack of soil to the side, and there underneath, scrawled in blood, were clear symbols that hadn't been in the crime scene photographs. Pulling out her notebook, she sketched what she saw in blood on the floor of the tool shed. Take the symbol 05 card from the story deck and place it in the Beaumont inventory and gain 1 success thing. It seemed the arcane was involved in the entire case. Moreau knew someone who might be able to help in this particular field.
Dixieland Drugstore was the place well known to the Beaumont agents. It was an institution with all manner of the arcane for sale, and also a good place for asking questions about any magical, funny business. Okay, shed comes off. Your turn ends. Winter Mullins. You want to swing down to the drugstore?
Oh, yes.
Take a look at what we just discovered there?
Yeah, do you want to look at the symbol first before you do that, or...?
Already here.
Okay.
Dixieland Drugstore was packed to the brim with voodoo bric-a-brac. Shrunken heads, love potions, spell books, I Heart Voodoo t-shirts, and other curiosities. Everything on the shelves was innocuous. The real voodoo objects, powerful and dangerous, were out of sight behind the counter, guarded by Madame Babette Bourdgames, whose family ran the place for decades. Don't know how to do this voice. Hello, Winter. Hello, Winter. It's been a while. You shouldn't be such a stranger. How do you do like a backwoods like swamp voice? You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
like a New Orleans.
Hi y'all there. Hello, Winter.
No, that's country.
It's country. So yeah, I don't know how to do like
the Bubba Gump voice.
Well, you'll need some shrimp. No. Hello there, Winter. No. It's been a while. Y'all shouldn't be a stranger now. She smiled. Now, what can Dixieland do for you today?
You're more like country bumpkin than than like sophisticated store owner.
It's shrimp. It's po' boy shrimp, shrimp boat, shrimp.
But it's not quite that. It's not quite that.
But you said that.
It's that with French.
You said Bubba Gump shrimp.
It's Bubba Gump with French.
But you got cigars, your big shrimp.
Shrimp.
Yes, exactly.
Hello, Winter. It's been a while. You shouldn't be such a stranger.
See? Hello, Winter, see?
I just go to like 1920s. Hello, Winter. It's been a while. You shouldn't be such a stranger, see? She smiled. Now what can Dixieland do for you today?
Well, you can't give her a gift. You don't have any money, so pretty much it's
we have no money, do we?
No, we have 0 money. Wow. I don't know where you get money. Cause that'd be awesome.
Be great to have some money.
It'd be real nice.
Be great. I'm still gonna ask what's behind the counter though. Buy a Gris, buy a love potion, buy a voodoo doll. We need money to do it though.
Yeah.
Okay. Customary gift, crucifix. No, I'm gonna ask her stuff. All right,
go for it. You can do it. You can't do it. You speak like a completely different language than her, apparently.
Do you know about Frank Boussier? What can you tell me about the Dead Saturdays? What do you know about the ŁawŌd Corporation? I feel like we've exhausted ŁawŌd.
Show her the symbols.
Show her the symbols?
Yeah, that opened this whole thing up.
That's true. That's true. Let's try that. What'd she say?
Yeah, see, this is part of the verb.
It's just not her.
Used to summon ЈawŌd. Avoid spirits, see? Yeah, you need to find a second part.
This is part of a verb. A symbol used to summon ЈawŌd, a voodoo spirit. You would need to find me a second part. Coax? The ɁawŌd are invisibles, the link between humanity and the supreme creator. Some are good, some are bad, and some are in between. But summoning one can be very dangerous and should never be done lightly. With only a part of the symbol, it's impossible to know which ЈawŌd this belongs to. Okay, so the body had symbols around it.
Yep. You need to look at those.
Well, you could go look at those.
Oh, I can go look at those. Uh-oh. Beep, 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 beep. It was the agency again. Moreau braced herself. She put a quarter to the payphone. In case you didn't know, payphones actually used change. Things that we used to use before we could actually like tap credit cards.
Change?
Yeah, it's the things that you find on the ground that nobody cares about anymore.
Interesting.
Moreau braced herself. She put a quarter in the payphone on the counter and on the corner, excuse me, and filled Sophie in on the case's current status. Hey, she filled her in.
She's gonna be angry.
She's always angry. I feel like she needs a vacation. Do you remember what I said the last time, Moreau? She did, but Sophie was speaking rhetorically as usual, so she didn't answer. I said there would be consequences. Time is running out, and this case needs to be put to bed. Stop lolly-fucking gagging around and get to it. I like how, it's like a hot fucking dog. Mm-hmm. It's well done. Tirade over, Sophie continued. Do you need help? Or can you get your fucking shit together and do it on your own?
It keeps telling me that asking for help is going to count as taking a hint, though.
It does, yeah.
Do we want to ask for help now?
I don't, because we've actually know where we're going. Like, if we were completely stuck and we hadn't had anything,
sure.
I feel like we'd be there.
I feel like if she was a real agency, though, why wouldn't she just give us the help? She's kind of a jerk.
Because it's not her effing job. It's our job.
It's not her job.
It's not her job.
It's fair. It's not her job.
We need to go look at the Congo thing, the body, right? Is that what we're doing?
Yep. There's symbols around it. Examine. See if you can get any successes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to use all these.
Really?
Because it's 6 and 8.
It's going to give you a few searches no matter what, though.
All right. It's a 6 and 8.
Pull double
Pull
3.
one.
Double 3. You got a double 3 in you. You got a double 3 in you.
I don't think I got that.
You do. You got one in you.
Holy cow, it's a double 3. I'm not kidding. It's actually a double 3. That's amazing. All right, so I got one success.
It'll be, I think, two interactions.
Yes, but there's only one option.
That's
symbols written in blood. Written in Beausset's blood was the series of symbols and lines that looked, to at least Moreau, like hieroglyphics. The bottom half of the symbols were smudged, however. Pulling out her notebook, Moreau quickly sketched a portion of the symbols that she could make out clearly. Take the symbol number 2 card, from the deck and place it in your inventory and gain an experience.
If we paid attention, you can see it in the artwork there.
Oh, dang.
You can see a piece of paper in his mouth. You can see fibers on his hands. Symbol on the card. Cool.
Now look, it knows. Moreau looked at both sketches and then placed on the sheet over each other. This merged the symbols, whatever it was, connected the murders of Maria Rocher and Frank Boussier to one another. Discard symbols 5 and 2 and take the combined symbol number 9 from the card in the story deck and place it in Beaumont's inventory. And I gained 2 experience because I'm really awesome. I looked down at Beausset's ruined corpse. I felt confident that there was nothing else that this dead man could tell us. And we can remove the body.
All right.
Body. Remove tile, okay. And that removes that tile, and my turn is over. Don't forget to refresh a die.
After documenting everything on their own, the NOP cleaned up the crime scene, and the show was over. The body ended up at the coroner's office beyond the reach of the agency. Okay, we're removing, I think, just about everything here.
Looks that way.
Let's keep going. Detective LeBlanc is now on the board.
Ooh.
So we can interact with him if we wanted.
Okay.
That pulls off. Oh my gosh. The whole scene is gone.
All right.
No longer talk to the casket girl. We can no longer talk to the tall, strange man. We can no longer go to that location. So, I think I'm going back to the drugstore.
I think that's where you should go.
And here... I want to ask her stuff, right?
Yep.
3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Wow,
9.
2 successes.
Yudimas.
Oh, that should have been 3 successes. Darn. Now, this is what we want to know about. Madame Boudet's face darkened when she saw what was written on the paper. Bordel de merde. This is a veve for... No, I won't say his name. Get that away from me. Coax.
Oh.
No, I won't speak any more of this. You bring death to my shop. I mean...
I think you gotta ask her.
I'm gonna do it again and I'm gonna threaten her this time.
Yep, for sure.
Justice is there for all... I asked the wrong thing!
Oh no.
She dropped the note the moment she touched the paper. She was scared. It has been touched by the Baron. I want nothing to do with this. I'm gonna intimidate her now.
For sure. Oh.
Merde, I told you. A reeks of Baron Samedi's magic. Get it away from my shop. Mullins uncovered a new lead in the case. The name Baron Samedi. There was no telling what dark doors it might open. Gain 1. Ah, man. Alright, you're gonna have to go poker. I grabbed the wrong card. I didn't realize I'd thrown it the whole way up there. Okay. We have a new name, but I think we need to find out what that combined symbols is.
Alright, so I have to get to 8. So I'm gonna do this.
Reroll one if you want.
Reroll this.
Nice. There we are. Solid.
So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, which actually gets me 4. Okay.
Get all the questions you need.
Okay,
we have a Baron Samedi and Dead Saturday's question point now, but...
Why don't I ask those 2 questions first, do you think?
How many questions do you have? You only got 3.
3.
The combined symbols is the thing I feel like we missed.
Okay, so... My only worry... Well, it's too late now.
You know what I mean, though?
Yeah, my only worry is that...
I think that's an X, though.
Madame Bordeaux's face darkened when she saw what was written on the paper. Blah, 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 blah. No, I won't say his name. Get it away from me. So you tried to coax or intimidate?
I tried to coax.
All right, I'm intimidating. Bordeaux wasn't happy when Moreau pressed her, but she went on, albeit reluctantly. Yeah, see, this is Verve. It belongs to... She paused,
no, you have
making
to
this...
do like a French accent.
I don't do French. I don't do French. I can do
Madame,
Russian.
Madame Milord.
Oh, mesdames, the valve, it belongs to... She paused, making the sign of the cross before continuing.
You need like a woman's French. A woman's French is softer.
Oh, Baron Sermerde, he has the law of death and resurrection. He is very, very, how you say, dangerous? Bordeaux shuddered.
I am not satisfied with your voices for her at all.
I'm terrible at female voices. I've always been bad at lady voices. So okay.
So it's more
about the Baron.
Samedi.
So let's ask about the Baron. She shuddered. Oh, why do you want more information about these?
Why do you want to know more about that? I won't talk about him. A defiant look crossed her face. Please, leave my shop, Constance.
Okay, intimidation worked the last time. And it works this time too.
Bordeaux's defiance melted. Merde, you are a devil. She paused before continuing. Baron Samedi was the law of death and resurrection, one of the most feared of all the voodoo. He loved tobacco, rum, and human bone, so if you plan to summon him, Mother Mary help you. You would best have something to offer him.
Okay, so that is a great answer. I wonder...
tobacco, and rum.
I wonder
if we should have kept the cigarette, the rum...
all of the above. But I wonder if the detective learned the most of this information and he got killed by that guy. Because his bones were all messed up, there was blood everywhere, like, oh, it could be.
He is also crass and obscene and loves a good dirty joke, although I imagine he's heard them all by now. But don't let his playfulness fool you. He traffics in death and he always exacts a high cost. She hesitated before continuing. The Dead Saturdays have built their entire cult around worshipping him. It will get them all killed one of these days.
So now I ask about the Dead Saturdays, yeah? Okay.
They worship Baron Samedi, and they ransack the cemeteries for ingredients to their obscene rituals. They have corrupted voodoo, and they are literally bringing death down upon this city. She paused, her eyes drifting furtively. I don't know where to find them.
Intimidate!
Bordeaux flinched, but told Moreau what she wanted to hear. If you're so intent on finding them, I heard they were seen Martyrie Cemetery. Your death be on your own head.
Excellent. I took a note of a new location that was associated with the Dead Saturdays. The cemetery gain 1 experience. And we have a cemetery that has now shown
Cemetery.
Somewhere
called the Great Necropolis of the South. We still don't have any money, man. I don't know how you get money.
Mm-hmm.
We've not done good at getting money.
All right, in my turn. So we still technically have that rope, and I wonder if that might be something that we could ask her about, but I still think going to the cemetery is probably better. Figure out something about the Dead Saturdays.
At this point, it's like one of those things where it's... She said we needed whiskey, tobacco, and bones.
Yeah. So detective also is new in a new location. Obviously, there's something we didn't get from him.
I'm going to go to the cemetery.
Okay.
Called the Great Necropolis of the South. We have it's like a duck pond.
A duck pond. It's a koi pond, I think. There's no duck in there.
No, that's 100%. Those are ducks.
Those are fish. Okay, those are MR ducks. MR not MR2.
The entrance to the cemetery, complete with a picturesque pond. At the edge of the pond, a boy sprinkled breadcrumbs for a gaggle of scrawny ducks. An old woman dressed in African finery sat on the park bench beside Marie's front gate.
Who does that look like?
She quietly muttered to herself. Who is that? Is that our...
That looks like the <silence>awed lady. I wonder if that's like anything along those lines.
Behind the old woman, rows above the ground, tombstones stretched in the distance, obscuring Moulin's view of what lay at the heart of the cemetery. I'm going straight into the cemetery.
Okay.
Okay. Boop. Marble tombs lined the walkway, chiseled with rich and powerful names of New Orleans families who could afford to be buried in style. All right, we have another location.
Okay.
In front of the particularly ornate tomb, someone had laid out an offering plate surrounded by lit candles. Okay. Farther back, there was an open grave, discarded shovel, and a workman's lamp. Someone had been digging, and recently.
Offering.
Offering?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Moulins looked down at the plate. It had been there for a while, judging by the number of flies that covered it. Next to the food were a number of items that had clearly been meant as offerings. Moulin considered whether any of them were worth picking up. Bottle of rum, promising pouch of coins, or thought better of stealing from the dead, and he left it alone. I'm taking the bottle of rum.
Oh, yeah, that definitely fits your character. Just don't drink it.
Moulins picked up a half-empty bottle of rum for later consumption, pressures the job, and all. Moulin's about to face a critical decision. I only have 45 seconds.
All right, here it comes. Critical decision.
Delightful liquid tempted Moulins. Once again, he struggled not to drink it right away. Stealing booze from the dead was too low even for Moulins, or raising a good toast for the deceased would be respectful. Raising a good toast would be respectful.
Oh.
Moulins raised a witty toast, poured some of the rum onto the grave to share, and then finished the bottle in one go. This choice will be remembered for future consequences.
You didn't save it? We needed to give it to the Saturday people.
I thought he was gonna not steal it if I did the other one.
Oh, he would have not stole it. He still would. Oh, and it's gone now. We can't even get the money. Oh, terrible. Terrible.
I tried.
Terrible, tell you, terrible.
It tastes good.
It was, I'm sure. Oh. As might have been, this is Ghost of Rum's owner, because he just drank it all. Now the Rum's owner's coming after us. As might have been expected, drinking the rum only attracted unwanted company of none other than the ghost.
You forget, I can talk to dead people when I drink.
That's true. Whose offering Winter had stolen. He was really unbearable, and Mullins had to chase him away as if he was focused on anything. So, I don't have anything to get rid of him with, so I just have to use
I've got a
Arcane.
crucifix.
Yeah, but it's me, not you.
No, this is me.
No, it's not.
I understand it's on your turn. This is 100% me, though.
But it's... Oh, it does say Mullins. Yeah, you're right.
Let's try the crucifix.
Okay.
The old grouch crossed himself. Evidently, the odd situation had not shaken his faith. It was in vain. The pesky ghost kept bugging Mullins. The only way to get rid of him was to sober up quickly. Mullins focused on searching for a source of cool water to cool his head. Your turn ends. Interesting.
My whole turn is you doing something?
Your whole turn was me doing something.
That was lame.
Again, prototype app.
Yeah,
Prototype app.
Totally fair.
Just as Mullen's thoughts cleared, the pesky ghost faded away, allowing him to focus on his task. Okay. Yeah, I feel like that should have happened at the start of my next turn.
I feel like it should have. That's okay.
Do you want to direct this one, though?
No, you go. It's good.
All right. I'm going to... Should I keep going to the cemetery or go to the detective?
Because there's a whole bunch of people and stuff that we haven't done.
Visit the cemetery. And I'm going to go to the dug-up grave.
This time, if you find something, don't drink it.
Okay. Mullins looked down the open grave. At the bottom was a casket. The top splintered and torn off. He could barely make out what was inside the casket, so he grabbed a lantern and hopped down to get a closer look. Mullins was looking so intently that he didn't hear the footsteps behind him until it was too late.
Oh, no.
Okay. Oh, everything's
clear.
cleared. Add in a dead Saturday.
Nice.
Number 13.
Number 13, that's awesome. I like that.
Well. Well.
That's good.
Look at the Baron dragged in for old Rumpel to have a go at. The man laughed in a garish white. The man in a garish white face paint of the dead Saturdays loomed over Mullins, slapping a crowbar against his palm. Down in the grave, Mullins was at a disadvantage, but he would fight his way out just the same. Or surprised as he was, there was no time to put together a decent spell, but Mullins would try anyway.
You have a better chance with spells.
Yeah, I also believe I have 4 of these for the refreshes. Mm-hmm. But I have a better chance at fighting, probably, than I do...
Why? You have way better chance...
Alright, let's do it. Ooh, that's 6, 10, 11, 3. 3 for the spell.
You're welcome. I mean, you would have gotten 3 for the other 2. But...
The spell's words cracked the air like electricity before striking the deadhead. He crumpled instantly and fell into the open grave. Mullins planted his foot on the back of the thug's head, using it as a step to climb out of the grave and onto solid ground. Gain a spell point down. Mullins picked up the crowbar wielded by the deadhead moments earlier. Number 06.
Ooh. Now the dead Saturday looked up at Winter, the blood on his face causing his white makeup to drip down in the red streaks. Ask Rumpel your goddamn questions and get this over with.
No, it's not as good as mine.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as good. It was okay.
How did I do it, though? Ask Rumpel your goddamn questions and let's get this over with.
That was good.
Now that the dog had stopped biting, it was time to ask some questions. Or it was time to sequence out what the asshole knew, or a well-placed charm might make him more talkative. I feel like he's fairly talkative. I'm better at this than I am at anything.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's do that. 5.
That's 1.
Gives me 1.
Does the crowbar do anything?
Add 3 to your dice roll for any physical test. Alright. What are you doing in the cemetery? How are the dead Saturdays involved in Frank Boussier's murder? Where can I find the rest of the dead Saturdays? What can you tell me about the Baron? What can you tell me about the Ľawed Corporation? I'm going to go straight to the punch. Boussier, who the hell is Frank Boussier? I don't know anything about that. Intimidate.
Oh.
Damn it, I think you broke something. I don't know what happened at the park. I wasn't there. Some lady hired us to keep her out. To help her out, but I don't know what for. You want answers, you gotta talk to Papa Doc. He runs the Saturdays now. He knows I'm just an errand boy.
Some lady, clearly the lady at the Ľawed Corporation.
Mullins uncovered a new lead in the case, another thread leading deeper in the darkness. The dead Saturdays did not act alone, and the mysterious woman was involved. Mullins uncovered a new lead in the case, a nickname, Papa Doc. He seemed to be a big deal among the dead Saturdays. I want to find the rest of the dead Saturdays. Do I want to ask about the Ľawed Corporation?
Well, he said some random lady that he didn't know anything about, so maybe they don't know much about the ʾawed Corporation.
We already kind of know the answer to that, right?
Yeah. I would say either the Baron or the rest of the dead Saturdays.
Let's go Baron. Let's go specific. The deadhead started laughing manically.
Maniacally.
I hope you get a chance to meet him, fuckwad. I would pay to see that. Intimidate. Mullins ground his heel into the man's fingers, and he screamed, Jesus Christ, fuck! He held his swollen hands to his chest. Damn it, you want to know about the Baron? He loves cigars and rum and long fucking walks on the beach. Mullins lifted his foot again. Okay, Jesus, you summoned him. You gotta have some bones, tobacco, and a bottle of top-shelf rum. And a dirty joke. He's a crass motherfucker. You don't come with one of those things. You're in deep, deep shit. Alright.
Okay, so I know that... Oh.
Certainly the punk knew something more. Mullins took him to the Beaumont Agency headquarters for further interrogation.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, so I know that that the detective has a cigar in his mouth. Maybe we can get the cigar from him, potentially? So I'm going to go to the detective. Moreau wants to see just how much he knew. All right, here we go. I'm rolling everything.
Everything?
Everything.
Holy cow.
Oh, that's a
great roll.
That is a very lot. Okay, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's enough for 4. Okay.
3 questions.
3 questions. So we've got Cazador, we've got Dead Saturdays, the laszawed Corporation, Papa Doc, Ring a Bell, Autopsy, Turn Up Anything. Let's ease into it with the Autopsy. Not really, unless you're into more. This guy's more. He's got to be like.
Not really, unless you're into more of the gory stuff. See?
Yeah. See, the eggheads will be filling out.
You got to do New York, right? Isn't that what he is though?
Well, he could also, he could be from the Bronx, you know? Yeah, not really, right? Unless you're into more of that, like, gory stuff. Yeah, the eggheads, they'll be filling out that man's damage report for, like, hours and hours. Yeah, something like that.
Right. That seems about right.
All right. How about Papa Doc? I feel like that's an innocuous question, right? Oh, yeah, first class piece of trash on that one, yeah. One of them deadhead punks, yeah. Is he a friend of yours?
It might just be your voice, but I feel like we're like having a friendly conversation.
Yeah,
we don't even threaten him yet.
Yeah, I believe he's one of them top pecking orders, you know, with the Dead Saturdays. Runs at that hotel crew, tip of the tail. This is my last questions. How about Cazador? Because we don't really know anything about Cazador Inc. yet.
Not much.
Oh yeah, that's them dangerous assholes. Yeah, they're the ones with the divine mandate. Now I'm going like Minnesota.
You left it.
I
did,
yeah.
A bit.
Yeah. Keep as far from those zealots as you can. I'm gonna coax him again. Yeah, listen, you know, if you wanna, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Little shucks. Listen, if you really want to fuck around and find out, you can drop into Calido and see what Cazador is all about. But don't say I didn't warn you.
So I feel like those are all connected.
Shucks.
Yeah. LeBlanc stared up at Constance inside as she entered the office. Uh-oh. End my turn.
Winter Mullins. What do we got?
It's in the book.
We don't have money.
Nope.
I mean, did you ever find out about the combined symbols?
Yes.
Like, officially?
Yeah, that was how we learned about the Baron. We haven't talked about the rope.
I'm going back to her. I'm going to ask. I don't have anything I can gift her. I could give her a crowbar. I could give her a crucifix.
I mean, at this point, it doesn't feel like we need much.
Let's try it. That's a lovely thing. Keep it to yourself, Winter. All right. Well, we're gonna engage in a conversation, all peaceful like. That is an insane amount of successes.
Really
3 successes. So, I want to know about the rope. Perhaps you can tell me more about this item. After touching the rope, Babette withdrew her hand in fear. That's no ordinary rope, Winter. It's dark magic. Take it away from here.
Intimidate's the only thing that worked for her.
Right.
Oh, not this time.
I told you, it reeks of Baron Smetty's magic. Get it away from my shop. 2 questions remaining. Bourdog shuddered. Why do you want to know more about that? I won't talk about him. A defiant look crossed her face. Please leave my shop, Winter. Bordeaux's defiance melted. Merde, you are a devil, she paused before continuing. Better Smet is the law of death. We already asked this, right?
Yeah, we already know that.
Alright.
I don't think Frank Lasso has been in there, right?
I am sorry, Winter. I don't know who that is. Coax. Bordeaux thought hard. No, I'm sorry. I never heard of Frank Lasso. Man, I wish we had money because we could buy a love potion, voodoo doll, gris. I mean, we don't need it though. We need wine, cigarettes, or something.
We are clearly missing something.
We're missing something. You could go get a hint.
I could.
You go back to City Hall as well.
Yep.
We might know more about City Hall now.
But I also haven't messed with that.
Yeah?
So let's try again.
Okay. You got the bedroom, you got the
derelict garden, which I didn't touch at all.
And the pile of ashes, yep.
So let's go into the garden. I'm going to take a look around the bushes. I need 6, 8, and 11. That gets to be re-rolled. I got at least 1 success. I got 2 successes. That's way better than last time. Moreau has not found anything related to the case, but she found a small but handy crowbar.
Okay.
Great. That's probably the same crowbar.
It looks like there's 1 crowbar.
Awesome.
No, there's 2. There's 2.
Perfect. Okay. Okay.
You can still search, though. You could go to the pile of ashes and try to do better, or you could go to the bedroom.
Nope.
Oh, no.
Poop.
Detective, shop, Beaumont Agency, cemetery. We've already checked both cemeteries, right? Like, all of that cleared off.
Except for the boy's still there.
Is the boy still there?
I still think so, yeah. It wouldn't still be there if there wasn't something there.
I'm going back to City Hall.
Okay.
According to the receptionist, the mayor was indisposed and wouldn't be back anytime soon. I'm gonna try to bust my way through, right?
Yep.
5 will be 1 success, and I do get to refresh one of my small dice because of that. Did Bossier have enemies? Can you tell me about the Ləawed Corporation?
We didn't ask about the Ləawed Corporation.
I feel like we already wiped the Ləawed Corporation, though. Like, we already dig into that, right?
Yeah, but we did ask about when he was last seen, and we asked about the other things. Like, I feel like both those we know.
The receptionist was visibly shaken by the question. Frank had some kind of ties with them. He'd go there for meetings at least once a week, but the mayor never went with him. Afterward, he'd come back and immediately barge into the mayor's office, no matter what he was doing or who was there. Frank could do that, you see. And the look on the mayor's face after he'd speak to Frank, it was always like he'd been forced to eat something rotten. The receptionist shivered. Coax.
Oh, huh?
Frank was mixed up with the Ləawed Corporation, and now he's dead. I told you all I know, and I don't want to know anything more about it. Can you tell me about this? Strand of rope.
Sure.
The receptionist scrunched her nose up in confusion. Why do you think I would know anything about that? Because I don't know what you would not know or know. Ugh.
Oh, man.
You could go to the Beaumont Agency and ask for help. Because I don't know quite where we're going at this point.
I'm going to try the house in the bedroom.
Okay.
And I'm going to try sensing magic better this time, because I didn't do very well the first time. Mm-hmm. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11. That's
3.
enough for 3. Oh, 3. Okay. Some subtle energy was resonating from the pillow. It turned out to be a very potent black stone amulet. Take the black pendant card from the consumables deck and place it in your inventory.
Interesting.
My turn ends.
All right. Winter Mullins.
Uh-oh.
Oh, the beeper that signaled verbal lashing from the director of meter was yet again going off. Mullins knew this would be the last warning from her. He punched in the agency's number into a nearby payphone and waited. The other end of the line picked up, but Sophie was silent. Uh-oh, that was never a good sign. Mullins finished filling out the director and waited. She was blunt and to the point. Fucking solve it. Now. There won't be another chance. Tirade over, Sophie continued. Do you need help, or can you get your fucking shit together to handle things on your own?
Okay, so it's either we ask for the hint now, or we may not get it in the future. Let's do it. Why not?
A sigh of exasperation that Sophie let out filled Mullins with an existential sense of dread. You beat the shit out of the dead Saturdays. Good. But the next step, and I can't fucking believe I have to say this, would be to question the pathetic little bastard and find out what the hell is going on. Oh yeah, he went to the detective office.
Yep.
We forgot about that. Oh, okay.
But I asked and they said they didn't know anything.
He said he was here though, right?
He did, yeah.
Oh no, I think we went back to the Beaumont Agency.
Yeah, I bet that's where he went.
All right. Well, I'll still roll and check. Pulled a 4. 4 is going to be a single success. Leads Cazador inked at Saturdays.
We asked about Papa Doc. We didn't really talk about the Ľawed Corporation.
Let's go. Let's go back and beat up the Dead
right.
Saturday kid.
Okay, so that's
Beaumont
the Beaumont
Agency,
Agency, right? Okay.
Let's try that.
The Beaumont Agency was not an impressive building. A one-story windowless brick box wedged in between modest houses in the Faubourg Louisiana neighborhood. I don't know. It looked like the kind of rundown structure that could either house a small church or a strip club, depending upon who was leasing it. Wow, that's pretty rough. The lack of flash was by design, though. The Beaumont agents routinely attracted the worst kind of attention, so anything that might increase that attention was a liability. Hence, the shitty, unassuming exterior. Still, as Moreau walked through the front door, she couldn't help but wonder why Sophie didn't at least spring for a fresh coat of paint. Sophie Ramiro, the director of the Beaumont Agency for almost a decade, sat behind her desk, poring over her case files as usual. She looked as welcoming as a storm cloud. I'm busy, Moreau, she said without looking up from her work. So I can, things aren't adding up. We need your help. What does the agency know about the Ľawed Corporation? Could you get information of the Saturdays? More information.
Constant went straight ahead for the basement.
To talk to the kid from the Dead Saturdays. Fantastic.
Cool.
Well, I don't beat things up well. However, I do get to add 3 to my dice roll as a result if I use the crowbar, so that's not horrible. Or I could do what I do best and place a well-planned charm, and then I would probably at least get 2. Because I'm going with everything. But, I mean, 11 is the top for everything, so I guess I just have more if I am able... I'm going to do the charm, because that's what I do best.
Sure.
Oh my gosh.
Are those considered successes for charms?
They are, yes. So that's 3 successes.
That's actually pretty darn good.
But I also can re-roll this and potentially get another success.
Okay, go for it.
Oh wait, no. During each test, these count to 6. Oh, that's right, because it was a 3. That's right. Okay, never mind. So that doesn't count as anything. So I got 3 successes.
Cool.
I get to tell him 3 times. Blood on his face causing his white makeup to drip down in red streaks.
Ask Grumple your goddamn questions and let's get this over with.
So, we can ask him about stuff, or...
What are you doing in the cemetery? How are the Dead Saturdays involved with his murder? Where can I find the rest of the Dead Saturdays? Can you tell me about the Baron? Can you tell me about Ľawed Corporation? I feel like the stuff we haven't asked him about is what he was doing, where we can find the Saturdays, and Frank Bissot's murder, right?
Okay.
Digging up graves. What the hell does it look like I'm doing? Jesus, that hurt. We need ingredients for our rituals, and the only thing the Baron likes more than tobacco and rum are the bones of the dead folk.
Okay.
Taking 1 hit too many, the Dead Saturday's eyes rolled up in his head, and he passed out. Moreau wouldn't be able to ask him any more questions until he came to.
That sucks.
I'm gonna go back to the cemetery.
Yeah.
Graves not here, the boy is here. It is upon a young boy sprinkled breadcrumbs for a gaggle of scrawny ducks. The boy's back was to Mullins, but he approached the child, turned and looked up at him with a hollow, vacant eye. The ducks are hungry, the boy said in a flat voice before returning back to the pond. At the edge of his shirt collar, Mullins saw 2 red pricks on the boy's neck. Shit. He knew what that meant. The boy was a blood bag, which meant his vampire sister was probably close by. I'm gonna ask where his sister is. Let's keep pushing. That is 1 success. Where's my sister? I don't have a sister. The boy's voice trailed off. Oh, you mean Sister Valentine, don't you? Mullins felt the hairs on his neck stand up as he spun around, catching a casket girl walking towards him, fangs bared. There she is. She wants to play with you. Let's do this again.
Don't forget, you have your crowbar too. You can add 3 if you need to.
Cool.
And you might.
Considering I just shattered my board, which is why there's going to be double layer by the time it gets here.
Ooh, that doesn't actually do you.
3 wouldn't do anything for me. Nope. Get to refresh 1, but confirming with 0. Before Mullins knew what hit him, he was on the ground, stars in his eyes.
Ooh.
He could feel the sister's warm breath on his cheeks. I should gut you right here, but I'm feeling merciful today. Let this be a lesson to you. And then she and the boy were gone. Lose 2. Refresh 1 of your die. Brutal.
Yeah.
Okay, the boy... I mean, do you want to go ask the Dead Saturday dude about where we can find the rest of the Dead Saturdays? It might open up another lead.
I thought we already asked him that question.
We didn't, no. We
didn't?
No.
Okay. Then we'll do it again. Dead Saturday. Moreau knew a spell that might revive the dead boy.
Oh, because he's passed out still.
Right.
How long did he stay passed out?
I don't know. Apparently a while. I'm going to do 3. It's probably going to be a bad plan. It was 1 success.
Okay.
But I can re-roll 1 because I got a star. So it's still a 3 though.
Yeah,
so
1 success.
Still 1 success. Oh, perfect. It snapped up. Moreau figured that he was good for a few more questions. And I get 1 question. So...
Let's ask where we can find the rest of the Dead Saturdays.
Where can we find the rest of the Dead Saturdays? You think I'd give up my brothers just like that? You got another thing coming. You blink a piece... You blink a piece of shit.
You think I'd give up my brothers just like that? You got another thing coming. You blink a piece of shit.
So, last time when I intimidated him, he passed out.
Yeah.
So this time, do we coax?
No, I think you punch him again.
I punch him again? You think so?
You only got 1 question. You might as well try.
Alright, fine.
You gonna fucking hit me?
God damn it, stop hitting me!
They're in St. Louis 3, Papa Doc, and the rest of the Saturdays, but they aren't gonna like it when you show up. Okay.
He's beginning to lose consciousness again. Oh, but I get another question?
Oh.
Where exactly is the hideout?
Okay, yep. Resigned and beaten, the Dead Saturday grunted in response. Told you already. St. Louis number 3. Look for the shoemaker's tomb.
All
Moreau
right.
uncovered a new lead in the case. The Dead Saturday's hideout is supposedly hidden inside the shoemaker's tomb on St. Louis number 3. The Dead Saturday looked up, pathetic, beaten, and barely conscious. Oh God, more questions? I'll tell you what you want to know. Just don't break anything else.
All right.
All right. St. Louis number 3, here we come. This is where your gravesite is,
It
isn't
is, yeah.
All right.
Mother's, technically. Uh-oh.
Interesting.
I guess we have to talk to the gravedigger.
There's nothing here. Gravedigger. Old man could know something useful. Let's have a conversation, my friend. Rolling everything. I need this to be as successful as possible. That is going to be all 3. Dead Saturdays.
Can I have a cigar?
I hear. The gravedigger's face darkened with the mention of the Dead Saturdays. Les penditorios del mesorio. He spat on the ground. Coax. There was a look of warning in the man's eyes. Ils sont dangereux. Vox diverses prudent. Can I have a cigar? Mullins gestured toward the cigar. The gravedigger grunted non-committally and pulled out another cigar from his pocket and handed it to him. Pardon plaisir, he said. So we got a cigar. We still need to find the gravediggers.
Yep.
Okay. Where's the shoemaker buried? Here we are.
There we go.
Coordinaire, the gravedigger thought for a moment. Ah, coordinaire. He gestured with his hand towards the tomb. Oi, il est... Winter approached the tomb and looked back at the gravedigger. He nodded from afar, confirming that this was the one. Gain an experience. Add the coordinate tomb.
Excellent.
All right. Go! Turn 25!
Go! Holy cow.
I feel like we've explored every route.
Literally, yeah. Okay, chiseled on the tomb was the name of the coordinate and verve. Perhaps the right incantation would move the heavy door, because that's what I am good at.
I'm there with you. Do you want
I'm just going to use these two, and then I don't know that I need all that.
Don't use yours, Alden. Well, I guess I can help you at any point, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, 5 or 6. I can't imagine it would need more than that. That is 2. It's 2 successes. I can re-roll this and maybe get an extra if I get more than a 1. And I do. I have 2 successes. Wait, 3 successes, because that's 6 plus 1.
Nice.
3 successes.
With a flash of light, the tomb door groaned open, revealing a torchlit staircase descending below the tomb. A low, guttural voice could be heard coming up the stairs. Ave Maria. Okay. Staircase leading down to the burial chamber.
Ooh, that's this one. Oh, that's exciting.
The agents were ready. Constance led the way into the tomb. This is the end.
This is the end.
Click it.
Okay, now we go to...
Constance descended the stairs and entered the chamber beneath the tomb. Other agents followed her closely, so we're considered together.
Number 9.
Okay. The low voice they heard belonged to a man with a garish white face. Paint of the dead Saturdays, crouching low in the dirt. He was drawing symbols in thick red liquid that looked like blood, and he looked up as they came down. He did not appear surprised to see them. All players place your character miniature on the tile.
Awesome.
You were not invited, but welcome all the same. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Papa Doc, the leader of the Dead Saturdays. You have arrived just in time, although I think you will soon wish that you had missed the show entirely.
Too late, the agents realized a symbol in the dirt, and it was compelling was the verve, the same one found on the outside of the tomb.
The blood on the ground began to boil and twist before collecting into a form of a tall man. He wore a long purple cape, an outlandish top hat, and held a cane in his hand. Black obsidian eyes stared out from 5, remembering a white skull, and the short nub of a cigar glowed from between his gleaming teeth. We have found...
the Baron.
Nice.
Love it.
Okay. His voice sounded like oil flowing over glass.
Oil flowing over glass.
And who are these motherfucking twits standing in front of me?
Papa Doc, hiding behind the man's cape, spoke up. Baron, they are here to stop the ritual. The Baron scowled.
Can't have some goddamn motherfucking fuckstain stopping the ritual, now can we? Come, little shit stains, and let's see what the Baron has for you.
The Baron likes a fair fight, isn't that right? Papa Doc nodded vigorously behind him. The Baron likes a fair fight, isn't that right? Papa Doc nodded vigorously behind him. So I'll give each of you fuckstains 2 shots, and then the Baron's always ready to ferry the foolish from the land of the living to the kingdom of the dead.
So we could offer him a gift, which we have.
Yep.
Or...
we've been told so many times he likes cigars.
Yep. How could magic not be the best way to fight a voodoo god?
That is both true, and also let's start with a cigar.
Let's start with a cigar. Cigar.
The Baron took the cigar and examined it.
Maybe you're not so bad after all, shit stain.
He spit out a cigar, a nub, and replaced it with the one Moreau had given him. Behind the Baron, Papa Doc looked mortified. Discard the cigar from your inventory.
Nice.
The Baron cracked his neck and grinned. Moreau could tell the dark god was somewhat impressed, but wasn't yet convinced by Moreau's good show. Your turn ends.
All right, it's your turn, man. We don't have rum anymore because someone drank it.
I should have had you do magic. All right. I didn't realize it was going to switch to me and switch to you.
I agree.
So you do magic because I did rum.
Okay.
It makes sense?
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
And...
oh, Well, I only need 11, so...
I hear what you're saying.
Okay. Woo, okay. That's 1 success and 2 successes plus 6, 7, so that is 5 successes. Wait. 2. Yes. That's 5, 6, 4, so it doesn't matter.
The Baron was thrown backwards by the force of the blast, only barely keeping his feet. He wasn't laughing anymore. The Baron is begging to regret his offer. The Baron is beginning to regret his offer, he said, his eyes boring into Mulin's like hot coals. The Baron grinned, and it sent rivers of ice down Mulin's spine, but behind the chilling smile was a dark god who was about ready to give in. A glance at Papa Doc confirmed it. The dead Saturday was about to shit himself. He knew that the Baron was close to packing it up and heading back to whatever dark realm he came from. If he could just reach the Ɂawed once more, it would all be over. Okay, back to you.
All right.
So it sounds like we need one more good hit.
Yep, one more good hit. So I've got 3 for this.
Okay.
Oh, but I refreshed 1 at the beginning of my turn. So I've got 5. So here we go. Okay. Ooh. All right. 6 plus that's 10, 11. So there's 3.
As soon as Moreau finished the incantation, the Baron's head snapped back as if hit by an invisible fist. He touched his jaw and cracked his neck as if testing the extent of the damage.
Not too shabby for a shit stain like yourself.
The Baron thoughtfully considered the Beaumont agents, then he grinned and slowly clapped.
The Baron hasn't had a show like this in a long time. My hat's off to you.
He bowed and tipped his hat.
Much respect, even if you're still a goddamn motherfucking fuckwit.
He turned and addressed Papa Doc.
As for you, my patience is at an end.
Papa Doc held up his hands in protest, but before he could get a word out, bright red slashes crisscrossed his face. He collapsed into a bloody, whimpering heap. The Baron turned back.
He's yours to do with as you please.
And with that, the Baron seemed to melt back into the lines of blood in the dirt floor that had previously conjured him.
Excuse me.
Yeah, it destroys your verse.
It does destroy your voice.
The agents approached Papa Doc, who was barely moving on the ground. Constance grabbed him by the collar roughly, lifted him into a sitting position against the wall of the tomb. You're going to answer our questions now, you little prick. Blood drenched his face, and he was on the verge of losing consciousness.
A little magic mind frying might open him up for a bit. That is 2.
The agents approached Papa Doc. Okay, you've got 4 questions.
Oh my goodness. So we've got who killed Bousseau, why was he killed, how were Dead Saturdays involved, how was the ₦awed Corporation involved, and who was the woman who hired you. Let's start with
Good questions.
Why was Bousseau killed? Okay. Because we know it was them.
Sure.
I don't know. She said it was because he worked for Ľawed. She hated Ľawed. I don't know why. Why Bousseau was with Ľawed. So she had him killed.
She hated ļawed, so maybe that's not the lady we think her is. Who was the woman who hired him?
She called herself Marie. I don't know if that was her real name, just Marie. She paid well, so I didn't care.
How's the Ľawed Corporation involved?
The woman, she hates them. I don't know why I didn't ask.
I guess who killed is next, yeah?
Yeah.
He did. The executioner. We brought him back. The Baron resurrected him, and he killed Bousseau.
Moreau uncovered a new lead in the case. Bousseau was killed by someone called the Executioner.
The agents handcuffed the man and called for an ambulance, for he was in a pitiful state. They might pay him a hospital visit later on, but for now, that was everything they managed to squeeze out of him. The beeping sound was coming from their pagers.
Shit. Romero's paging us.
They left the tomb and they shut the door behind them. A quick call from the payphone outside the cemetery connected them to the Beaumont headquarters. There had been another killing. This time, a police officer. Specifically, Detective LeBlanc. The second of the Congo murders had just occurred. Your final score was poor.
We apparently did a terrible job. Upgrade phase, we can get our stats, change our people, discard any unspent stuff, exhaust all of our die, and next time on the Dark Quarter.
Moreau's mother was alive. She was alive! Moreau didn't know what to think, whether to be excited or terrified, but she knew she needed to find her, and if anyone got in her way, she would blast them into oblivion. Finally, she'd been able to find the part of her that had been missing for her entire life.
Cazador Inc., home to the goddamn Inquisition, a bunch of crazed zealots who never got the memo that it was time to close up shop and stop burning witches at the stake. Mullins would rather get kicked in the balls by a pissed-off Ruguro than mess with the Cazador. But if he wanted answers about what happened that night, he'd have no choice. Well, guess this was a bad fucking day to stop drinking. The Dark Quarter will continue in Chapter 2, Salt and Flame.
Awesome.
Boop. Boop. So there you have it.
There you have it.
That's this was 3.5 hours?
Yeah.
3.5 hour gameplay, because this is 2, and we recorded for like 1.5 before.
Yeah, and we clearly did not find everything we needed.
We did a terrible job.
We did a terrible job.
We did do a terrible job. What is your So I'm doing coverage of this.
Yeah.
What is your first impressions, gut check? Like, we played through a full scenario with you. I'd already played through this one once, so I'm now 9 hours into the campaign.
Okay, so what I always think is, anytime you spend 3 hours playing a game, it has really got to be worth it. And if I feel like I've been playing for 3 hours, I find that as a fault in the game. Mm-hmm. I didn't know we played for 3 hours. I would never have guessed that. I would never have guessed that the first hour and a half was an hour and a half. I wouldn't have guessed that was 2 hours.
So, as someone who's played this once already, I definitely had a point towards the middle of this episode where we weren't making progress.
Agreed.
And I already knew where we were going.
And
that's fair. I found that bothersome.
Sure.
But did you ever find it bothersome? Were you ever at a point where you were like, you thought the game was holding you back instead of you just needing to make different decisions?
So I didn't necessarily think that was the case. I felt like we just failed at doing the other stuff.
Okay.
So I didn't necessarily feel like the game was what was holding us back. Because I was curious about that.
Because when I first played, the first time I played about a 3 hour gameplay, there wasn't a moment where I felt like it stagnated or slowed down.
I didn't feel like that at all.
However, it does speak to replayability.
It does.
I don't know that I'm ever diving into this one again unless I have a brand new character to explore and go like adjacency of.
Fair.
Because there definitely was moments where I knew the story. I knew we had to go find the Baron. Mm. I knew we needed to go to the gravesite, and I knew the app had not given us permission to do it, even though we'd found out information around it.
Gotcha.
And so I was sitting here being like, let me go do what I already know I need to do.
Right.
Right?
So, excuse me. I wonder if our situation of digging so deeply into our own personal narratives slowed the pace of the game and gave us that poor score because we were actually interested in what was going on.
Maybe a bit, but I love our personal narratives. Like, it's interesting. And again, this is only criticism of the second gameplay of a full prototype. 3 hours in, like everything's not fleshed out.
And I want to be really clear. I've played prototypes before. This does not feel like a prototype. Not even remotely close. This app is beautiful.
My thing is, it's beautiful. If they give me 20 hours of content, or 130 hours of content, I'm going to be playing through the entire campaign.
Absolutely.
The only question is, do I play through it a second time? And off of this play, I don't know that I do.
That's fair.
I don't know that I do, unless I did it 2-player, and we took one set of characters the first time,
You're right.
and a brand new set of characters the second time. Because I was also playing the same Winter Mullins.
Right.
I knew my character for the most part.
But didn't you get stuck?
I did, but my story in this version didn't go deeper.
Okay.
I got a little bit more information. The crucifix was interesting and stuff like that. That was all exciting for me. That was all new.
Sure.
But then at a certain point, my story stopped, and we had to progress with the game's story.
Right.
Your story was always interesting to me because I'd never explored your story.
Okay.
So there's like a balance point there.
That's fair.
Either way, this has been about 2 hours long. I figured we'd give those of you that are the biggest fans that are watching and excited about this game an extra last impressions type of thing.
This was great.
It's really cool, and I think it still does have the criticism. At a certain point, halfway through, I stopped caring about most of this.
Yeah.
But to me, that doesn't matter because my player board, the effects we were having with our cards, like our research, and the app, was so good, I still feel like I'm playing a board game with you.
And really, the main point of a game is to play through it that first time, because how many times are you actually going to get through a game multiple times?
Well, and also, I just played this a week ago.
Right.
There's also a strong chance that if I was, let's say, 6 months distance and had played through 5 other episodes, this would feel fresh.
And this is something that they can constantly update with just a push notification, do these, weird things that they do and update them, but...
Release new characters, introduce a new storyline, so much different stuff.
This was great.
Either way, thank you for watching, thank you for being here, whatever the case, whatever you do...
Get out and play some games.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.